Hi, Shane here from the shoe repair store. Got a customer with calves that just aren't filling these boots out, so they're quite gumbooty at the top. While she had them on, we pinched the front. There's not enough space on the back seam to take in the amount she needs because of the zips, so we're going to do it on the front. A little bit riskier, but we're up for it. Pinched that and made marks all the way down. Here's one that we've repaired earlier. Unpicked and cut down the lining under the top seam, removed this tape which runs on the seam, and then taken our measurements from the outside and plotted them down on the inside. We're then going to fold this and get it just all perfectly lined up and flat. Come on over here to the sewing machine, and we're going to sew all the way down there. Then we'll cut off the excess, fold it back in the right way and replace the lining. Trying to stop with the needle down so nothing moves. So we've stitched down the inside there, and the important bit is this bottom bit. You can't see where it starts and stops, which is great news, and the top's pretty much parallel. Once we fold that top in, it'll look mint. Got to cut in real tight here so that it folds over nicely. I've cut off the old stitches so we can fold that back, and I've thinned that leather out so that you don't get a shadow on the other side. We're going to fold that back. We don't want a shadow from that edge on here, and so it's quite a thick leather, and they've put a canvasy stuff on the back. So what we're going to do, see if we can do this in a safe manner with two of us watching. I'll just go around this side, just get a sharp knife and just cut off a little bit of that canvas and thin that leather out so that it's tapered. So once that gets folded over to there, and then the boot gets put in the right way, you won't see the edge of that piece of leather. If we just left it real square like this, folded that over, then you'd see a line along here later on. So we're going to skive that edge, and then we're going to measure out the lining and glue the lining and stitch the lining and stitch that back together. Then last of all, we'll re-stitch from the outside along the top to catch the lining that way. And we won't forget to put that tape back up our seam. So the leather's folded back, we hammered it flat, glued it, hammered it again, then re-glued the tape back on. Now we're just going to sort out what we're going to do with this lining and sort that out, and then we'll re-stitch the top, and we're going to do the other boot. Here's the before and after of the boots that we've just taken in. This is the one on the right here that we've taken in, and that seam's come up pretty shimmy on the front. You can see a couple of the silver dots we're still going to take off, and this is the other boot that still needs to be done. So comparing the seams are pretty good, and the join's real good. You can't really tell where it starts and stops there. From the sides, you see that boot there. Just stitch down this one, and now we're going to cut this open, maybe with scissors, eh? So we've actually got to stitch in real close here, cut in, scissor in, so that it folds over nicely and go down about that much. And then we can go out to here, snip down there, and just got to make sure we're not cutting the lining. So that's bad news. And when we get to the bottom here, we just need to continue to not cut the lining, and eventually snip off the edge of it like that. Now we'll get over here. I wonder if maybe we'll swap sides again. There it is. And there went the blade to get out a nice sharp one. Just down this on the glass there, we'll just cut in here and just skive that edge off, just so we don't get that shadow on the other side, eh? Not fond of that shadow. Somewhat awkward getting in there, isn't it? See if we can do this other side. hard enough without trying to hold it so you can see it. How did you cut yourself? Oh yeah, about that. Yeah, I'll tidy that up and then I'll glue it all down. These pegs keep the lining out of the road while we put some glue underneath there. Keeps the lining back all the way back. It's real good. Here's the left boot complete. Pretty hard without the light on there. Front's come up real nice. Certainly an easy one to get into with the double zips. The lining looks pretty appropriate still. And there'll be a far better fit now. Looks pretty weird with that zip. So here's the boots that we've taken in. They've both been taken in now, so hopefully they'll look about the same. And we've got them all polish up, all ready for the customer to pick up on Wednesday. If you've got any questions, go to shanes.co.nz.